Attention. Please be advised. The following episode contains spoilers. Don't say we didn't warn you.
That's how he sounds about everything.
I shit on the floor when I left the theater just to prove my point.
Hey everyone, welcome to Nerd On, the podcast you didn't need but deserve, where all levels of nerd are welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a very important movie for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the final movie of Phase 3, the second Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Far From Home. And before we do that, we're going to go around the table. My name is Ali. I'm one of your hosts.
And I'm Tom.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Corey.
And today's episode is brought to you in part by the Nerd On Nation. That is our premium access membership service that you can join, powered by Patreon. You can join as little as $1, and it gets you a lot of really cool exclusive stuff like early access to episodes, private discount servers, discounts, and early access to merchandise.
Private discount servers?
Discord servers.
Discord servers. Private discount servers where we can talk about your discount with other Patreon
for video games
members. To lean into it, yeah.
Ollie's doing really good. I want to say you're doing really well.
You know, the point of it is for you not to point it out.
But
also too late now.
Well, what I wanted to say is we don't have Josh today.
Yeah.
So introducing the rest of the hosts, we don't have Josh. Josh is at off in a plane.
Gallivanting.
He was visiting family. Wait. Oh, by the way, Caitlin, the way he says things about you, he's like, Caitlin's dealing with family stuff. I'm like, you mean she's hanging out with her family?
Yeah.
Say it so negatively. We love you, Josh.
Dealing with
by the way.
family stuff.
However, when I am with my family, I'm dealing with family
Yeah, I
stuff.
was like,
Oh.
Jesus.
But anyways, if you'd like to learn more and possibly support us or any other creators, you can check out nerdon.io/Patreon.
Custom linkage. Well done.
Wow.
Now that the housekeeping's done.
Yeah. So that'll bring us to our first segment. And because of that, so this film is done. It's a one completed thing, even though it's part of a multiverse. So are they really ever done? Who
But
knows?
it has a beginning, a
But it
middle,
has a
and end.
beginning, middle, and end. It is a movie.
Yep.
So that allows us to rate it at the end of this episode. So that's going to allow us to
Guess that grump.
I was
Can he
hoping.
die? Maybe yes.
Not over.
He
there.
won't die though because they're making money off him. Tom Holland is our new Spider-Man.
I was hoping, but you can't do it because it might be racist, doing the Asian lady from Spider-Man 2. A Spider-Man.
Oh, her.
super racist. Especially if I did it.
Yep.
Pretty funny. But you were hoping, Corey does what?
I was hoping this was the one time everyone would be in sync with the Spider-Man thing.
Oh,
but
you didn't
I was
even
grossly
help.
mistaken.
Yes.
You didn't even help.
For sure.
No, I'm
Ollie, I can make
the
you a
observer.
promise
I'm always
right
the
now.
observer.
That will never happen.
I'll do a baseline. Maybe next time that'll help.
Anyway.
No, no.
Yeah.
I'll make sure it doesn't happen. Never want to be synced up.
Got it.
For everyone listening for the first time, thank you. Welcome to the show. But Guess That Grump is a segment of our show which happens right now because at the end we're going to rate it, and we're going to rate it 1 out of 5. And whoever's the lowest in the group, no matter how high the number is, you are the grump for the week. We encourage everyone at home to play along. Did our patrons say anything for this one?
Our patrons did. We have a few votes for Ali, a few votes for Tom, and one for Caitlin.
All right.
I believe.
So
I'm the grump.
joining the Nerd On Nation, they vote as well. It's a little fun game. But also send us what you thought of the film with your numbers 1 through 5, 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Also, who you thought would have been the grump. But since I never explain, and Caitlin's going to go first.
Oh, I think that Tom will be the grump.
Bum, bum, bum.
So that's 1 vote for Tom.
1 vote for Tom.
This is the song you never hear in the movie at all.
Oh.
Only in the trailer.
There's no real title card until the end credits, and that's.
And then Ali, guess the grump?
That's a good question. I'm gonna go with Corey.
Okay.
Smart choice. It's a very smart choice.
Why?
Tom?
Why?
I'm just
You
going to
weren't
go
here
last
for the
simply
last
'cause
time
I'm-
we did Homecoming.
Oh.
I'm going to guess Corey. 2 on Corey.
Yeah, I did not reference
1 on
Homecoming
Tom.
for this.
I will go with Ali.
1 on Ollie, 1 on Tom, 2 on
In
Corey.
fact, while we're doing that, now that that's done, I'm going to look up the actual official Patreon votage.
All right,
Yeah.
well, I'll explain the next part. So the votes are in, everyone. The next part is a complete spoiler of that, which is our initial reactions and our first impressions if you're across the pond, which is actually poignant at this episode because it's Far From Home, which is
yeah.
actually close to home for Tom Holland. Anyways, so what do we think of the film? I'll go first, actually, this time. So, Homecoming was the first MCU introduction of this version of Spider-Man. And for everyone at home that wanted Spider-Man, we wanted it. We wanted like a
We
Nolan.
wanted an MCU Spider-Man.
Yeah, we wanted like the same streamlined Sam Raimi, very like in its own world-ish of like
Amazing
Nolan-y,
Spider-Man.
but like in the MCU, right? We wanted that Iron Man treatment for Spider-Man because Spider-Man, let's be honest, he is the poster boy for Marvel. And when Homecoming came out, not too impressed. But with this one, I was like, all right, let's see what happens. Because, this is, and the main thing with Homecoming, this is not the Homecoming episode, but I was just really upset with the unclear motivations that he had, as well as like where the audience should be. With this one, they set it up all up with Endgame. Spoilers, by the way, if you didn't hear at the top, with Tony Stark being dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like there was a
Bond.
weaved relationship that they try to make. And I was like, how is he going to do this? How is this going to be? Oh, wait, it's just Uncle Ben. Okay. So I was really like, I want to see what's going to happen. And I said a lot of things of how I wish I would have changed Homecoming. And this did mostly all those things. So I was like really, really excited about like, oh, okay, I quite enjoy this. I quite enjoy this. And I left watching it twice. And I got this cool little thing from the IMAX theater, which I'm going to open up now for you guys.
Live.
Wow, an unboxing
As if
video.
we all don't know exactly what's in
Unboxing.
there.
I know it's like a Kinder. Oh my God, he's doing like look at that dance.
Is he rubbery?
Look
Yeah,
at that
it's
dance.
quite the stance. It's
Is
really
he
stable
squishy
too.
or
No, it's hard.
Oh, wow.
he's nice and hard?
It stands really, really well too.
I regret
Yeah, it does.
saying
Does
that.
it? Man,
Well-
that sounds so well.
Well,
Oh man,
mine
it
does.
stands so well.
Oh, yours is like kind of fucked.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Stands
Anyways,
so well.
Mine stands perfectly. for
I'll
the
go
record.
next.
who goes next?
I will. I felt the same way about Homecoming. It was kind of especially the more I thought about it, the more I felt that way. I can't remember exactly what I said on the episode. The hashtag not my Spider-Man. But I'm with Tom on the fact that it was kind of interesting that he was just, his whole goal wasn't to protect the neighborhood or be a nice guy or be the best he
Just
can
be a cool kid.
It was to be an Avenger because that's what the cool people did. So with this, I agree. It fixed a lot of the motivation for me. I think Tom Holland understood the role a little more as well. Acted it phenomenally. I'm also pretty biased because Mysterio has been and always will be my favorite Spider-Man villain. I always thought he was really interesting. I loved his powers. I loved the animated series with him where he's
Fishbowl.
trying to frame. Yeah, he's trying to frame Spider-Man for a
Crime.
heist, and I just really thought I loved that. Like, in the comics and the animated, he was a special effects artist in movie and cinema, and so he just was like, he doesn't really have any powers besides being super creative. So I liked that, and I thought Jake Gyllenhaal knocked it out of the fucking park in this one. So I left pleasantly surprised. I didn't have expectations going in because I do like Tom Holland. I've liked him in the Infinity War and Endgame and
And everything
like
other
that.
than his own movie.
Yeah, he's been really great. So for this, I loved it.
Kaylin.
I walked out of there feeling mild conflict, but not so much.
What's the conflict?
Well, we'll get there.
Oh, I thought you had conflict going in. I was
No,
like,
no. I had no conflict going in. I loved Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I loved Homecoming. I liked the movie. Surprise and shock were felt by no one. But no, I really enjoy reality manipulation. So this was like
Mind manipulation. Sorry.
yeah. I didn't know very much about Mysterio before going into this.
Oh yeah.
So when he was like, I'm from another world, I am this, I am that, I'm like, okay, cool. And then as it went on, he's like, I am a disgruntled ex-employee. I was like, all right, okay. Like same level of, and it didn't feel like as much of a shock to me.
Those impressions or qualms?
I see.
Well, no, I'm just saying that my first impression was like I wasn't shocked by things.
Oh god, because you didn't know who he was.
I didn't know who he was
Got it.
before, so it wasn't like oh man, I'm so devastated that they didn't do what I wanted with Mysterio. It was more like I don't know who you are, but
Oh.
you seem interesting. But I loved everything that they did. Like there was a certain part where it felt like the movie just kicked off and then was like wah
Yeah,
all
credits.
the time.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Wow.
So I liked it.
Ollie,
Good job.
Ollie, Spider-Man free.
I
Ollie Night Monkey.
Ah, there it is.
I went in with fairly high expectations. Obviously coming off of Endgame, this being the final movie of Phase 3. I'm super into it. I want to know everything about the story, what's happening in the world now that it's post blip.
Snapping.
Snapping.
We have our own TM, okay?
Decimation is the actual official.
Yeah, snapping is the
word.
nerd on terminology.
Snapping. Okay. For the
Thank you,
purposes of
Corey.
this review, I'm gonna go with blip since that's what they chose in the
Okay.
in the movie. So I went in with high expectations just because I think the first trailer for this movie is one of my favorite like trailers. Period. Like it was just so well cut and it was to the music. And it was just, I thought it was a fantastic trailer. So that got me really pumped up and really hyped for it. And when I went in and I saw it in IMAX the first time, and I was completely blown away. I
You set that up.
had fun.
Sound like you're gonna be like,
Yeah,
and I
gotcha.
walked out hating it.
I loved
That's
every
how he
second
sounds
of
about
it.
everything.
I shit on the floor when I left the theater just to prove my point.
I loved the first hour. I loved everything after it. Well, we'll talk about that. But a lot of people have issues with the first hour, from what I'm seeing online.
Yeah, actually,
they think it takes
we'll
it a
talk
while
about that
to.
later.
They're gonna be like, I love the
Yeah.
first hour, and then I loved the
Yeah.
other 45
Well,
minutes.
I
as
was
well.
into it because I think I was just excited to see the characters play. So and I loved seeing them in Europe, interacting with Europe, and I ate up all the humor. And yeah, I just had a really I had like probably one of my better cinema going experiences with this movie in
Wow.
general. Yeah.
Well, whoever
Look
picked
at
all
that.
these, dum-dum.
I have the official Grump ratings. People are still voting on this on our Patreon. If you want to participate, join our Patreon. Join the
Join
Nerd
our
Nation.
Yeah.
So Tom has 4 votes for that Grump. Ollie has 2, and Caitlin has 1.
One.
For once, I don't have any.
This is you. This is metal falling on
once.
you.
I
You're the
love
fire
how
guy.
also no one voted for me from here.
No.
No, we're smarter than
No
that.
one did.
Oh, hey now.
Hey now. Hey now.
I regret this.
All right.
Okay, so brief synopsis.
Brief synopsis.
synopsis.
Brief synopsis. So, movie takes place after the blip, like you mentioned, at a charity event, and you find out that Peter Parker is going on a summer vacation through Europe, and he's really excited because he's going to take a break from being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You know, Endgame was a lot. The events of Endgame, everything was a lot. So maybe take a little time off. So
5 years passed.
he goes on this trip, and he's decided he has this plan to tell MJ how he feels. Of course, hilarity ensues and nothing goes right. He is hijacked by S.H.I.E.L.D. Elementals ensue. He meets Mysterio, who he actually befriends and kind of becomes a second Tony Stark-like figure in his third
father,
uncle
kinda.
figure in
Yeah.
his life.
buddy.
They get along really well. He kind of talks him out of being a superhero. Go do your summer vacation thing. And he says, you know what? Tony gave me these glasses. It says
Tony
for the
gave me
next,
these MacGuffins.
these next Tony Stark I see, whatever. So he gives him the glasses. Turns out that was Mysterio's plan the whole time.
Because these glasses control
He's the
all of
guy who
Stark
invented what Tony Stark called barf.
in
his life
Civil
word,
War.
from Civil War, which, if you remember, was the augmented reality that he turned into a therapy experiment that went nowhere. So he's a little angry, gets control of everything, decides he's going to be the new Iron Man, even if it's all faked, because nobody listens to anyone unless they have a cape and can shoot lasers out of their hands.
People will believe anything nowadays.
So when Peter's telling MJ how he feels, starting to come about, she figures out that he's Spider-Man, quote unquote, figures it out, and they find out that Mysterio's been faking it the whole time. So Mysterio stages this whole battle with this giant elemental. Peter gets tricked and hit by a train and is lost in the Netherlands. Fast forward, adventure ensues.
New suit ensues.
And he defeats Mysterio using his Peter Tingle.
Captain America homage ensues.
Yeah.
Forgot about the Peter
One thing
Tingle.
leads to another, and MJ tells him she likes him too. They kiss, and then he
They go-
saves the day. "Quote unquote," Mysterio dies, but we don't really know because what the fuck. And then he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back and I gotta be Spider-Man. I'm the new guy.
5 films later, we finally get
And then
Web-Slinger.
after credits film, we get the Web-Slinger with MJ, and you find out that Mysterio, or the guy he was working with, which was the kid from Christmas Story, has made this fake video about him saying that he was in charge of everything, and Mysterio was trying to stop him. And J. Jonah Jameson, played by none other than J.K. Simmons,
the Hugh Jackman of the
So
MCU.
good.
doing a Alex Jones InfoWars parody, reveals the identity as Peter Parker.
Guys don't want nudes. Guys want Spider-Man pictures.
That's the end.
That's it. That's true. Okay, so
Mhm.
and then
then
we find
there's
out
a
that Nick Fury was
post-post.
never really there,
Yeah.
and that the
It was
scrolls
always the
were
Skrull.
always them. And then everyone
Which
thinks
I was so happy
And
about.
There's a reason why Fury thinks it's more important to take care of whatever's in space other than dealing
He was
with.
on vacation.
Was he on vacation?
he was.
Looked like it.
Yeah, he was on vacation.
He was
first,
like
but
on a beach.
He was like
He
back.
was like, all right, back
to work. Who got my shoes?
Well, I mean, I saw that as like him taking a break or something.
yeah. But yeah, he's on the space station. A lot of people think it's Sword. Some people think it's Alpha Flight.
Which is why that scroll that, I mean,
I think it's Sword.
don't invoke her name.
Mhm.
Anyway,
So that's it. Good job, Corey. That was like 10 seconds.
thank you.
So
No.
that brings us to our production stuff. So distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. Director John Watts, who directed the Spider-Man Homecoming, who got his kind of claim to fame with Cop Car, which has a good homage to it in Spider-Man Homecoming. But before all that, did a bunch of short films with Dead Cat for Cutie and Fatboy Slim. The producer is Kevin Feige. I have my notes. This is Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige, and I just call him the MCU Beyonder because he weaved the entire MCU. And then the second producer credited is Amy Pascal, who's pretty much Sony's version that
Yeah.
she's leading all of the Spider-Man stuff. So like Spider-Verse, Venom, all that stuff, all her. Screenplay, Chris McKenna, who is known for film Igor, episodes on American Dad and Community, Lego Batman, Spider-Man Homecoming, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Jumanji, the one that Corey doesn't like, and
Can't help it.
Welcome to the Jungle. That's what I was like, what WWE? Okay. And then Eric Summers.
Questioning
Summers,
your own notes over there?
yeah, who did episodes of Crank Yankers, Drawn Together, and worked with McKenna on the
Crank
following.
Yankers.
yeah,
Oh my
following
God.
stuff.
Wow.
Characters based on Spider-Man,
while.
Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Cast is Tom Holland, who before all the Spider-Man stuff was in The Impossible, who has a new film coming out called The Current War, and upcoming Uncharted film as Nathan Drake.
He was also in the Moby Dick movie.
Tom Holland?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We talked about this before.
Oh, yeah.
Samuel Jackson, known for Shaft, Negotiator, School Days, Jurassic Park, Menace to Society, and then all the MCU stuff. Zendaya, whose claim to fame was from Shake It Up TV show, where her and Bella Thorne pretty much blew up the internet. Actually will credit that most of her acting chops came from doing her days on YouTube. Who's on a new show on HBO called Euphoria.
Wasn't she also on Disney stuff?
She's on doing stuff that was Shake It Up.
got
And Greatest Showman, an upcoming Dune movie, Denis Villeneuve.
Wow.
He's just remaking all those 80s.
He is. Kobe Smulders, who is How I Met Your Mother,
Yes.
Friends from College TV show, and played Wonder Woman in the Lego movie Part 2.
Oh, I
So
didn't
she
realize
has some
that.
more superhero stuff.
I love that she's still in this.
Jean Favreau from
Jean-
Swingers,
Jean Favreau?
chef, and voiced lend his voice in Buzz Lightyear TV show. Didn't know.
Oh,
that.
really?
Batman, who was in Batman Forever as well as an assistant.
Really?
So I was like, right, deep cuts, right?
Wow, yeah.
JB Smoove, who was the other teacher.
Witches.
Yeah, who was in Mr. Deeds, Hall Pass, Date Night, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
Jacob
So good in that.
Batalon, who's Northwoods, first film before Homecoming, Bloodfest, an upcoming true story of Don Quixote. That's the whole film name. Martin Starr, the other teacher.
Yes.
Life in Pieces TV show, Silicon Valley,
Yes.
and Drunk History.
Also Party
Oh,
Down.
Party
Drunk
Down, yeah.
History is possibly my favorite.
Marissa Tomei, My Cousin Vinny, The Wrestler, The Big Short, In the Bedroom.
Aunt Bay.
Okay,
Bay.
okay, I'm gonna say this right now. There's been 3 videos I looked up to get Jake Gyllenhaal's name correct,
It's even how.
and it's Gyllenhaal, and then one he was like Gyllen Hulahay. It's in an interview he said that.
That's the
what
real
he-
one.
Yeah.
That's the real
And
one.
then-
That's why I always say Jake Eden Hula Hale.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, Hulahay, and then what Conan said it's like Gyllenhaal. So I'm gonna say Jake Gyllenhaal, just for everyone at home. Who was in
America.
Nightcrawler, Donnie Darko, Prince of Persia, and Velvet Buzzsaw, as well as Brokeback Mountain.
Love
You
your
forgot Zodiac.
selections.
And Zodiac, Dave Fincher.
Fincher, baby.
The film is 129
Prince
minutes
of
long,
Persia.
released July 2nd, 2019. I did not remember that when we were going to watch it. Budget, 170 million.
Man.
Gross worldwide, 580.1 million.
Doing all right.
That's a lot.
Rotten Tomato score
That's
is
a lot.
91, and the audience score is 96.
Wow.
So I think it's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Um,
Should hit a billion.
I would say so.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Should hit a billion.
Should hit a billion.
Oh,
Should hit a million.
about
I think it'll hit a million.
About 1 million or something like that, at least.
A cool mill. For the studio.
So that's it.
Oh man.
I mean, we go into favorite parts.
I'm doing my best, Julius.
I don't know where there would be a part in discussion. I know Josh will get mad because this might go off the rails of like what's going to happen next.
Well, Josh isn't here.
I know.
We can do it after favorite parts.
After favorite part of song or after favorite character.
Dad's
Gosh.
not here.
Dad's out of here today.
There's no way he'll find out.
So let's get into it. Favorite parts.
Tiny Tony.
Tiny Tony.
That was my favorite part when he is on the ship and he starts messing with all the augmented reality stuff and he puts his hand in the little thing and
Homage.
starts building his suit. Tiny Tony. And
Tiny
I like
Tony.
legit got choked up
Yeah.
during that. Watching Happy watch him be Tony Stark and like flipping
the
the things
music and
around.
And play some Led
everything,
Zeppelin.
He's like, no, like going through it. Like literally that moment from the first film when he puts his hand in
Yeah.
to the augmented reality
Same
thing.
motion.
Yeah, that I legit cried during that part. I didn't think I was going to in this movie, so it caught me off guard.
Yeah.
He was like,
Aw.
"You do the suit,
That whole scene caught me
I'll
off
do the
guard.
music." I love Led Zeppelin, and I was like, "Oh God damn it, I didn't need that." But that whole scene was really great. And then Mysterio's first like full power fight with
Sequence,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
So like I said, Mysterio's my favorite villain. So I was tentative going in. How are they going to handle it? Like I said, he's a special effects artist in the movies. Wanted to be an actor in the comics and stuff like that. So when they changed it to him being a disgruntled like augmented reality specialist by Tony Stark, I loved it. It didn't change the character at
that was
all,
gonna go one or two ways.
and it kept the motivations the same.
Well, I liked how it showed that how state of the art it was.
Yeah,
Because it's kind of like if they just go with the movie route, you're going to have to do this whole backstory with it.
Yeah.
But then if you weave it in, you kind of get rid of all that.
Yeah, they were
Um,
able to piggyback off of Barf.
Something else, yeah.
So for me, like
Ew.
tying it into the
what I
universe that way
It's pretty
and not shoehorning it
clever.
Yeah.
was really clever. And it kept the motivation the same, kept the character and how he has his quote unquote powers the exact same. So the Mysterio first fight was like everything I wanted it to be as a Mysterio fan. I was like, his suit was changing from cut to cut. Like first he was in his Night Monkey suit, and then he was in his regular suit, and then like the
Hoodie
jammy suit, and then back to his regular suit. Then he was outside and like pretends to get shot, and then it's him again as
Those
like
fake outs were great.
it was wonderful. And then my absolute favorite like full scene overall was the tech rehearsal scene where he's being like a theater director, which
Yeah.
was kind of
Can you
like
skip it up? I like the choreography it'll do.
Skip to the end.
and when he's
I
like,
love that,
what's going on with my hand over
Yeah.
here? So like that kind of that whole scene was great. And what sold me on that scene specifically, beyond him like treating it like a theater production, which I loved, was the fact of how angry he got at the Christmas Story guy. I can't remember his name.
His name is
Oh,
William in the movie.
William. How mad he got at William that he's gonna have to kill because he likes Peter, which was such a nice character trait to have in a villain where he's like, I actually like this kid, and now I gotta kill him, and
Blood's
his
on your
blood
hands.
is gonna be on your hands. And I was like, oh shit, like he's just doing what he has to do and hates it. So that made me like him a little more. That gave him a little
Well,
heart where he was like,
I
even
like-
during the toast, he's just like,
very little.
He's definitely sold him as a psychopath.
Well,
'cause, like,
I liked it because
Yeah.
you got that Jake Gyllenhaal craziness where
yeah,
you can
from,
get like
from
you
like Nightcrawler,
Nightcrawler, but like Jake Gyllenhaal has a lot of range, and like you like hardly get to see that in a lot
Yeah.
of like MCU
oh, that
films.
switch was amazing. But like, you know, it just made you feel like even during the toast when he's like
Well, at the
to
very end,
himself when he's like, you know, poor kid.
poor kid.
And I was just like, you know, I like that. I like that he has a little sympathy for Peter.
And then he gets mad that like Peter has to go meddle back into it, and he's just
Yeah.
like, I thought we were close. I thought we had something special. I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna go after the girl and not worry about this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
His villain
Yeah.
moment for me was like, obviously like
The
aiming
switch.
the guns, but also him being like, yeah, the more casualties, the better. We got to cut through the static.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this
This
guy's
guy's-
Make a
this
point.
guy's a psychopath.
Yeah. I just love that.
While being sympathetic
It
for
wasn't
Peter
so
Parker.
hard. You're like, oh my God, he's
He
a
does-
different
that says
person.
nothing.
He's a different person. I got a ton of favorite parts. But pass
So
it.
let us go now.
Yeah.
So I'm kidding.
Tom,
I think for me was all the parts actually with Peter Parker trying to be Peter Parker, like him trying to go on this thing with
Get him a girl
MJ
or whatever. Yeah.
and to me it was like that. I felt like it makes everything so much more clear. It's like get the girl or fall in love with the girl or tell her how you feel, and everything and anything gets in the way. And I'm like, that's to me like the true Peter Parker story is like whether it was like get something for Aunt May, pay the rent or do something. It's supposed to be a very simple thing, but it's like how his life can never be simple because of all the other extra things that happen.
Pizza time.
And it's like how he's got to help out his friend, how he's got to go do some Avengers shit, how he's got to go do this other job for like, because he can't have more, he has to have more than one job because it's New York and like things are expensive and he's always a guy out of his luck. And to have that in there instead of with Homecoming, it was very much just like, I want to be an Avenger and I'm just kind of sad that I'm getting ghosted and nothing's really happening.
Right.
Versus like, and he doesn't really show that like he has, there's nothing really going on. There doesn't even say like why he wants to be an Avenger. He's like, I want to be an Avenger. But he's like, but why? Like, I want to tell MJ how I feel because I like her.
Yeah.
Versus like, I want to be an Avenger. To save your
It's literally because he wants to
be.
be a kid for a minute.
Yeah, and this one he's like, I just want to go on this trip, tell the girl
I think
feel.
before he was like, he wanted.
It's not said at all in the movie.
Well, it's not said, but I think you can kind of infer that he just wants to do more. He wants to participate and help because he can, because he got a taste for it at the German airport, and then is like, I can go toe to toe with these guys. Like I can help world-ending events, and then he gets that opportunity and realizes that he's a kid from Queens, that he's 16, and what?
It's not the Homecoming episode, but yeah.
I know, but you know, it's all leading to this, where now he's like, okay, maybe I have taken off more than I can handle, and I need to chill for.
Well, like,
a
and that's
second.
what I like was that in Civil War, like he says, "Why do you do this?" He says, "When you have powers like me and bad things happen and people get hurt, it's your fault." And then they destroy that with Homecoming, and then they bring it back with Far From Home, where he's like, "It's like, where's Thor? Where's Captain Marvel?" It's like, can't you call them? He's like, I'm just like a friendly neighborhood friend. I was like, cool. That's where you should be.
Yeah.
But then it's the world pushing greatness on you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
yeah. And it's that kind of stuff where I'm like, cool. And that's how I think
Bitch,
Peter,
please.
because Spider-Man in itself is like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but also like the people's champion. Like that's when, hey, Spidey, what's going on? Do a backflip. Cool. The normal people like him. And then like having to fight space stuff is like not his thing.
His
forte.
Yeah.
His will forte.
Well, I love that he's considering the suit in his closet, and then he looks over at his
Other
more
suit.
advanced suit. I'm like, what the fuck is that thing? How do you even
It's a
how do you
PC
even begin
console.
to put it on?
It's a
And then
PC console.
And then I think that was his like, okay, I'm not gonna get involved with that. I'm just gonna go on my vacation.
Yeah.
Which they never say in the movie.
And then them getting mad about the banana. Move the suicide. You can't take this.
I can go. With
Yeah,
one
go
more.
ahead. Go ahead next. We'll go round robin.
I loved. It's a small detail, but I loved Edith. Just the name.
Yeah.
Oh, even
Just
dead,
even
Dead,
dead, I'm the
hero.
hero. It's such a perfect Tony thing. That is the epitome of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And of course, it would be like this crazy satellite with like
Killer
1,000
drones.
different killer drones. So I really just like the name Edith a lot. But then for me, I actually really liked Martin Starr as the teacher. I ate up every bit of it. Like I
dude.
loved.
The camera.
the camera.
The
The camera
camera
kills me.
was-
Kills me.
I was like, he's not using the strap, and there it goes.
The second time I
The
watched,
first catch too.
the second
the
time,
first
I,
catch.
Oh.
second time I watched it, the person next to me just like scrunched into themselves. I was like,
Oh, he's
just
like,
wait, man. Just wait, man.
he's going around. He's like, does anyone need counseling after today's events? Okay, good, because I'm not
Not technically
Qualified.
I'm not
qualified.
qualified.
No, his yelling at when he was like, I don't want any part of this. They're on the bus
Yeah.
while it's destroying, and he just goes, I'm doing my best, Julius. And I was like,
yeah.
it's wonderful, wonderful.
But also, it's like
bit.
we got upgraded every time. We got upgraded.
And
I gave
like
him a
JB.
what's for, really, because I heard you crying. Anyway,
I love JB too. People were like, he's kind of one note or he's not doing much in this movie or something. But I was like, I love it. The witches thing killed me, and
I'm a
every
man
time-
of science.
but this is
witches.
witches.
The witches are
if
bad.
we'll talk about it later.
I'm just a big fan of JB Smooth from Curb.
Yeah.
You watch Curb?
I love Curb.
Oh shit! Let's
Caitlin?
take another episode.
Caitlin's favorite parts?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the reality, the fake outs were probably my favorite just because I love that, like, you have no idea which way is up kind of thing, even though you know that you're not there.
Well, I really like when he jumped down and then his like it was so shallow he just hits his head.
Oh.
I was like, that's really cool.
oh,
Yeah.
And then when he punches and
Punches the
Cinder
beam.
block wall.
Yeah.
oh yeah. No, and anytime there was like a spatial insanity, that's when I was great. Yeah, I could I can't do VR games very well because of that, but it's really cool to watch that happen on the screen.
It was cool to see. Yeah, that stuff was really well realized, especially like at the very end where he has to fight him on the tower bridge in that hallway.
Yeah,
and
He's like, all right, come on.
he lets his Peter Tingle take over.
Yeah. Oh, the gun catch was
Yeah,
fucking
and
my
that
phenomenal.
was
God.
that stopped my heart. I was
Yeah.
like, the
God
fuck just
mode.
happened? And you see the broken glass behind him, and you're like, what? And then
But that's probably the darkest thing we've seen Spider-Man had to deal with so
Yeah.
far. Is
What's
that
that?
getting shot in the head and avoiding it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the look on his face afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like, you almost just killed me.
Mhm.
No, he didn't. He knew.
He knew
His
what's
Well-
up.
Spider Tingle is on fleek now. Now he's getting more realized to the amazing
Yeah.
and ultimate and spectacular Spider-Man he should be. Any other favorites?
Also the moment, I mean, it's part of the same thing, but like where he ends up getting hit by the train.
Oh,
That was just
And
like,
how nice
sense.
people are in the Netherlands, which is 100% true.
True,
At least
yeah.
in
From what I
Denmark
heard.
where I went, it's exactly like that.
wow, really?
There's so everyone's
the
just
thing I love about that
people
was
leave
like
babies out. Like it's the safest place on the planet,
Whoa.
quote unquote.
he just like gives him the phone, and it's such a way where it's not like here, use the phone. It's like here, have the phone.
Yeah.
And you never hear that, but it feels like if he just ran with the phone, he probably could have ran with the phone.
And saying that where are we? This is fucking, and then it spelled it out on the bottom of the
Yeah,
screen.
the location card.
I'm
That was
not even going to try
perfect.
and say it again because
No.
I cannot remember.
No, nobody knows.
Oh.
But all the
so
jail
long.
guys, we gave you a shirt because you look cold.
It's like Block
So
and Welcome
thank
Blanket
you.
or something like that.
And they closed the cell.
They
You guys
clearly-
okay in there?
They clearly go there a lot.
Yeah.
Because they know the guard's like wife is expecting or whatever.
But also,
Oh,
like,
she's expecting
That prison looks comfy.
Yeah.
To think about it, where it's like, oh, I'd rather be in here than out there. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
and the guy's just like, are you guys cool? Are you
No,
guys
they're
fine?"
they're so nice that they're gonna serve their time.
Yeah, they shut the door again. They're like,
No.
I
Also-
love.
oh.
Go ahead. No, I went more.
When Peter is being like the most of a teenager you could be. Like forgetting things, like he left Edith on the floor
On
at the
floor.
bar. Like just tiny moments like that where that reaffirms that like, oh, you're just like you're a dumb
Quentin's
kid.
reaction.
Yeah, he's
Those
like,
were just on the ground.
are you kidding me?
I thought one really badass part was actually when Nick Fury knows what's happening. You got me, and Kobe Smulders shoots.
Yeah,
the thing with
I
the rockets.
I
that
cheered.
was
You got me?
amazing. I'm a huge
Oh.
fan of Kobe Smulders, and that was a really satisfying moment for me.
I mean, I'm sad that she's like pretty much whittled down to like what 3 lines, but it's like there was a really cool moment between the two of how like they're like a 1-2 punch.
Going through Tony's stuff, and we found a
surfboard.
surfboard. They want to say it's yours, and I said,
"You're not really much of a surfer.
not much of a surfer, but looks can be deceiving.
You might as well have winked into the camera."
Yeah.
I liked the hilarity that ensued with Spider-Man in the first fight with Hydro Man, with the bell.
And the mask.
Yeah,
Oh,
the mask.
I'm really sticky. I'm strong,
Hitting
and I'm
his
really,
head.
really sticky.
I was really hoping like he would have had a paper bag over his head. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a comic book reference where like
Oh.
he has.
But it wouldn't work with water.
The mask was good.
Yeah.
like
But
the
like I just liked where he like thwips 2 things to hold the tower up and then hits his head on the bell.
Yeah.
Puts it back down, hits his head again. I'm like, yeah, that sucks. Because Spider-Man,
That's
Yeah.
He's still young. He's figuring it.
but also like Spider-Man always rides by the seat of his pants, but always ends up on top.
Yeah.
And that's like the fun thing about him, where you're like, I don't know if he's gonna win because he's doing a lot of dumb shit.
one thing I was really happy about is that they seem to respect his strength.
Yeah, I just look at this. This
Yeah.
says strength.
Like it's I think it's the strongest Spider-Man
Well, him accidentally knocking
cinematic.
out Flash,
Flash.
Him knocking out
when he's
Flash
reaching for the
accidentally.
glass. He's like, give me the glasses.
Yeah, as opposed to him having
He does
like
one other moment where he accidentally hurt someone really bad.
cut to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 where he's having a fist fight with Alfred Molina and giving him jabs in the face and stuff. Alfred
Well, he holds
Molina's
his punches all the
character-
time.
Well, for Alfred Molina,
Yeah.
like, you would punch him and knock him out. Why would you?
In the canon, literally, like
comics,
Bruce
when-
Campbell's character says, like you have to hold your punches. And so it's like it's written in the Sam Raimi universe. I mean, that's the same thing
Fair.
Spider-Man has to do currently. He has to hold his punches.
but if
there's
it's a
a-
life or death situation,
There's
Set
a
the whole
there's a
punches.
comic run where Doc Ock takes over his body and he realizes
Superior.
that he's been holding back the entire time because he could just destroy
He
shit with the
finds
punch.
out because he knocks the jaw off of somebody's face.
oh Jesus,
Ow.
And but no, that's like a Spider-Man thing. He's no matter what he has to hold his punch. He's stronger than Iron Man. He can bench like 10 tons. He could like
so I was glad to see more of his.
There was
strength.
one other moment where he accidentally knocked someone out too, or hit someone really, really hard, harder than he's supposed to, and I forget what it was. But I was like, I'm glad they're playing with that a little more.
Yeah.
that he doesn't totally have control.
Mhm.
Oh, I also liked Happy in May.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That was cute.
at the
Yeah.
end.
Oh yeah.
That sucked.
Painful to hear.
I'm
but
dating. I'm dating Spider-Man's aunt,
I blame May
May.
for that.
for not communicating.
Yeah, because I mean he's over at your work sharing
Yeah.
lunch.
Yeah.
Like if you're leading him on at that point.
Aunt Bay.
Two-way
But
street.
it's okay.
Two-way street. He should be
Also-
asking.
I'm just right there with Happy. I know what Happy's going through.
Also, yeah, I mean, kind of like, yeah, you are related to him. You should be telling him. Like, he doesn't come to my place and sleep
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he goes to your place. I like the suit, the Steve Ditko suit.
The black.
Yeah, the black and red.
Yeah.
This one right here.
And he designed his own suit finally.
Yeah, which to me has been very underplayed and most cinematically in Spider-Man's. Like, Spider-Man is smart enough to build his web shooters. He's smart enough to build his own suit. He's a smart guy in the comic books.
No, they do it
and-
pretty well. And
You never see it,
Amazing
though.
Spider-Man.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
No, Gwen Stacy helps him make the webs.
No, but he designs the shooters. He even says the line. He goes, "It's a synthetic web I developed myself."
But she helps him develop it.
Yeah, but he does the shooters.
Tom
Oh,
Holland makes
sorry, didn't come out of his own wrist.
Tom Holland made his own shooters. But anyways,
Let us know if you want to see another hashtag. This isn't my Spider-Man. Or
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
But making his own suit, because in the comic books during the big time Spider-Man, like, he competes against Tony Stark, like, in terms of like tech companies, and it's really dope. And so seeing that, like, this whole foreshadowing of him have to be Spider-Man or have to be the new Iron Man. I liked
Yeah.
Him talking
John
about quantum
Favreau.
realms and stuff like
Well,
that.
I liked how John Favreau said, like, you'll never be the next Iron Man. Like, you can never match up to that. And I think, to me, that's a meta commentary on the audience. It's like, stop trying to bring Iron Man back. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go to the next one and accept it for what it is.
It can have similar traits as you see in the immediate following
Well,
scene.
it lives in the world.
Yeah.
It lives in the world. He still has similar resources, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be fucking Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor
yeah.
Strange.
Like, you don't have to have. I think my point is, like, you don't have to have Robert Downey Jr. in your movie to get a feel for Iron Man and his legacy and his impact on the world.
right. I agree
um,
with that.
I really liked Ned and Betty Brant
That was fun.
with
I
the
love that.
relationship thing, because it's stupid high
Aw,
school shit. Where,
babe.
we're like, we're dating now. And I
No,
was
we're
like,
not.
That's hilarious.
No.
And then they broke
great.
up
So wise.
within a week.
Yeah.
I was like, I love that.
So real.
That's fucking great. To me, it made Ned less annoying, which I found him very annoying in Homecoming.
I
Like,
agree.
too annoying.
I have one other major
Yeah.
favorite part.
What's up, dog?
Major favorite part.
Yeah. And that is just the handling of the twist of what the illusions are.
Mhm.
The fact that it's drones
Mhm.
that are like
Using
projecting
the barf technology.
using the barf technology, but then also they're weaponized to simulate what those
Damage.
creatures would be doing.
Yeah.
I thought that was
It's still real
Double
damage.
the damage and
Genius.
run it again.
I thought it was genius. Like, because I was like, how are they going to possibly do this on film with special effects as his thing when you're seeing this destruction in
special
the
effects.
trailers?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Have we not seen the second half of the movie? What's going on? But I was really satisfied with their explanation. It fit. It never felt like it was stretching. It felt like it perfectly
Oh,
belonged
dude,
in the
and
universe.
tying the people in from like, he was able to do this in a
pulling
cave.
people in from
Like,
Iron Man 1. Yeah, that was
Kid from Christmas
chilling, yeah.
Story and
William.
William. Yeah, but it's the actor from
the
Christmas
actual
Story.
person from Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Mhm.
And I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I was
That
like,
speech was,
Gyllenhaal.
that's why.
that,
That's why he's in
that
this movie.
speech that he was given in the bar was so much fun. Like he was having Jake
Oh, yeah.
Gyllenhaal was
Oh, yeah.
having a lot of fun with that moment.
But
It
I
made
also
me
liked him
enjoy
a
it.
lot in the bar, like before that moment.
Yeah, when
Like,
he
when
puts on the
he's-
glasses.
Well, he's
and-
like talking to Peter and all this stuff. Like, what do you want? You know? And I was like, and then it's
What
so
do
funny.
you want?
Both times I watched it, someone said in the audience, someone next to me said, he looks like Robert Downey Jr. I was like, yeah, we get it.
that's the point.
That's the fucking point. Thanks for explaining.
Uh,
Shit.
Here's how I
Just
thought that
let
was going to
people
go
have
down.
joy in their lives, Tom.
Well, it's like,
so-
say it to yourself.
So, yeah, don't. If you talk in the movies,
If
gotta
you
help.
enjoy things, just keep it to
So,
yourself, Tom.
The way I thought it was going to go down, his turn, which the way they did it is way better, and that's why they write these movies, and I don't. But I thought what was going to happen was because I wasn't sure when the switch was coming. Like I knew he was going to be a bad guy, but I believed his good guy so much that I was like, okay, so Peter's going to give him the glasses, and I was thinking about how they could run a parallel with Tony becoming so obsessive with protecting the planet that he made Ultron and
Except
stuff
be
like that.
evil.
But like, what if he let it get to him in a way? Right. So it's like when you get power, what do you do with it kind of thing. And he gets into the point where he's like, so if people have to die, so what? We can save the planet still.
Mhm.
That kind of thing. So I thought he was going to go a little further than Tony did even.
Almost Hydra-ish.
Yeah. But
Interesting.
I'm glad that they did it the way they
No.
did. But that was just one of my theories going in.
No, I liked how they went with the design with everything. I mean, so
Yes,
Mysterio
I'll
looked
need the
great.
cape.
I could literally be shaking hands with the Queen.
favorite characters and side character?
Mysterio.
Mysterio. for me.
Mysterio.
Mysterio.
Spider-Man for me.
Sure.
Yeah, Spider-Man for me.
Of
I just was just way more
Um,
pleased with this like the handling of this character. And to that writing bit that you said, Corey.
Yeah.
Spider-Man: Homecoming, 6 screenwriters. This one, 2.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, if you feel it.
Favorite side character for me was Zendaya as MJ.
MJ?
Like I was really kind of taken back because, she plays that kind of like cold and distant and
Anti-establishment.
and like blasé kind of attitude towards everything. And then in this movie, you see her like over the course of the movie, she starts to loosen up and have more emotional reactions. And you realize that she does have a crush on Peter as well. And you see that play out a little bit. And I think she conveyed it really well. So I wanted to give Zendaya a shout out on that.
Yeah. I think.
I liked her a lot more in this movie than Homecoming
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, I think it was less to like, it's like she's always trying to make a point in Homecoming, and this one was more like, I'm doing it to create a conversation.
Yeah. Well, she's also
Like-
closer to the plot in this one.
Yeah.
And more directly tied in
Yeah.
because in the first one he had a different love interest. So
Bo.
she wasn't even. Yeah. Bo was awesome
Bo.
too. I was like,
Bo.
yeah, this is perfect.
I wish they brought that back one more time.
Yeah. Like at the end or something.
Happy Hogan.
Side character?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
I just was so touched by that scene in the plane. Like that stuck with me for hours after the movie. And just, him helping the kids and I just love Jon Favreau as a person as well.
Where are you going right now specifically? We've been hovering over a tulip field.
Yeah. So I just, and like how quickly he came to get him after like one phone call.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, I'm going to come
there.
get you. No problem.
Well, yeah, and I think
do not Ghost Fury.
it plays very well as a sequel to like the relationship stuff does really well as a sequel to Homecoming, but Spider-Man's journey does really well as a sequel to Endgame.
Yes.
And so like at the end of Homecoming, Happy and Peter have that moment in the bathroom. He's like, hey, I really appreciate you watching out for me because I was moving all that stuff. I'm now head of security. This is a really important job for me.
Yeah.
And then now that he is head of security, whatever, and like kind of like the
And your
pseudo
password is password?
Yes.
I'm not happy with it either.
pseudo guy for Stark Industries, like it makes sense how much he's willing to go through for Peter because Peter's gone through for him.
Yeah.
And plus, like, it is like he's the only thing left of Tony Stark.
Yeah. I also really, this is just a side note about Mysterio, like how he got his name.
Oh yeah, El
Yeah.
Mysterio.
Yeah.
Man,
it was like
the-
Man
man-
of Mystery.
Yeah.
He's like, what
and
the
then he's
first
like,
time?
Yeah, what is what my friends call you? And then he's like, me and Beck, Mysterio. And he
Imagine
does
that
that like
face.
smile, and I'm just like,
I was like, this is perfect.
Kaylin, side
Happy.
happy.
Just he was great.
yeah,
I don't know.
Favreau's classic, man.
The scene in the plane was great, and the interactions with May and everything, where he's trying to be like, I'm trying really hard not to impede on your life, Peter, but I really like May. And he's also trying to be really good at his job. He's doing all of his best.
He has good physical comedy too.
Yeah.
Like I love him trying to throw the shield.
How does Cap do that?
I mean, also honorable mention to Ned because I mean, like that was like, if not to me, that's a way more accurate high school representation than like his like annoying friend. Then I'm like, we're dating. I'm so sorry if you feel like I've abandoned you because of my relationship. I'm like,
Bachelors in Europe.
Like that's such a thing. He's like, coming, babe.
I also loved
Beast Slayer.
I loved the moment of everyone get in the plane. Everybody get on the plane. I work with him, not for him, and then it blows up. Everybody that way. Yeah.
I also really enjoyed the I got this headphone splitter so we can watch movies together.
Oh,
It's like,
God.
you got a headphone splitter.
We can watch movies together. Only if it's
I love
terrifying or
him
it's-
reacting
or it's-
to the perfume allergy is like
Yeah.
no joke.
Did you say
And you're
perfume
like,
allergy? It's no joke. All right, Peter, you come with me.
destroys all of it.
Yep.
Anyways, Quams now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quams.
Qualms. Okay. I don't like Nick Fury as Skrull. To me, it makes it like, well, now they have zero relationship, and if they play on a relationship, that's dumb. They make it so that his only relationship is someone that he can't even trust because he was as Nick Fury the entire time.
Very Nick Fury though.
I'm okay with that because I'm willing to bet that we're numbered with how many more movies we get with Nick Fury in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would only say like this is it's like I only like it. The only reason I kind of am okay with it is because like Nick Fury is such a thirsty little hoe in this movie. He's like, Spider-Man, you gotta join us. We need you. It's like, hold on. He's barely like that. He's like, by the time you're 21, you're joining. That's it. Or like Spider-Man's like, hey, can I join the Avengers? And he's like, not yet. You're not qualified yet. You gotta go through training. And that's what happens. When I was like, why is he so thirsty?
Yeah.
Spider-Man. It's a little irritating. I did like his little thing with the gun, with the like tranquilizer, and like everyone kept knocking. That was pretty funny.
One more person knocks. We're gonna have to go to another funeral.
Another
person touches that door.
As much as I liked Beck being the barf guy, it got me. I was like, well, he's mad at Tony Stark, just like the last villain.
Yeah,
And I was
but
just like,
It was way better than Vulture.
It was better than
yeah,
well,
well.
Vulture's like, I'm mad at
Indirectly.
damage control company because Tony Stark owns it, so it makes me mad at Tony Stark himself.
Yeah.
Where this is like, no, Tony Stark called my shit like useless and he fired me.
Yeah.
So it's like it's more personal.
That's why it didn't bother me, because I was like, yes, they're both mad at Tony,
Totally different.
but this was handled so much better than
I
Vulture.
wouldn't say it's totally different, or else I wouldn't brought it up.
Wow.
Yeah, I
mean, I
agree. Not
think-
totally different, but way better.
Better,
If
yeah.
I to the point where I wish Vulture had nothing to do with Tony
It's-
Stark, because
yeah.
this was handled so well.
It's closer.
I mean, you kind of mentioned it at the top of the episode, I think, but this is definitely going to be. I feel like Spider-Man is they're gearing him up to be the successor of like who the Tony Stark would be, in many ways than one. So I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
This movie definitely forwards that a lot.
I mean, it kind of falls in lines with Sins of the Father storyline, where like all the like pretty much it's the Green Goblin thing storyline, where it's like I have to deal with the sin of Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn, but
Yeah.
also like Peter Parker trying to figure out like who are my parents.
Yeah.
So it's like
Who
cool.
my parents are.
I can go with one qualm.
Go
A lot of people don't know who Mysterio is, but I think most people going into it get an idea of what he's about. Obviously, going into it, kind of a predictable storyline for those who have even a inkling of like what Mysterio is about, because he's always like a deceiver or trickster or whatever.
He's always been tied to illusions. So
I wish, and here's the thing, because Marvel and MCU has done this where they've changed characters like Mandarin to serve their own story purposes.
yeah, he's a fire-breathing dragon.
Right.
No, that's not him.
Who's
He's the real
I'm just
man.
kidding.
who's Guy Pearce now instead of Ben Kingsley. But I wish they had done one more step to try to convince the audience that Mysterio wasn't a bad, or Jake Gyllenhaal's character isn't a bad guy.
Quentin Beck.
And I said it like that for a reason,
Okay.
because I was like, they could have. I forgot. Oh no, it was. I was watching Funhouse, actually, my favorite YouTube channel. Shout out. They
Are you
one
about
of
to
them.
use their information on
Well,
our
no,
show?
one of them brought up a really interesting point. That was like, they could have cast him as like some other character in the Spider-Man universe,
and then called him Quentin Beck at the end.
and then it's revealed in the bar scene that it's Quentin Beck. But it could have been like anybody else. That's
Pulled
in
a
the-
Mandarin.
pull a Mandarin, but make him like some other character that is in the that is believable enough that he's in the Spider Universe, maybe as a good guy.
I think
but
that's what's supposed
isn't a hero.
The alternate universe was supposed to be, because in alternate universes, people are heroes and villains, and
Well, whether they do that,
vice versa.
whether they did that or actually stuck with Quentin Beck and just take that extra step to make us think, or maybe they changed Mysterio for the MCU and there's some other villain. Like, I wish there was one more step to make us believe it, so the twist had a bit more of an effect.
Instead of their
Yeah.
real world twist.
But I get it. I think as we've seen a lot of the footage that had been taken out of the trailer, which might be somebody's qualms, that was in the trailer that was not in the movie. I think they were trying to anticipate the slowness at the beginning of the movie and wanted to just get to Europe.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny? They took out that diner fight scene because they said the movie was slow in the beginning.
There you go.
That's what he was saying.
That's-
I know.
yeah.
They said it was like it was dragging.
So
the
I
film
think they
along.
wanted
Like,
to just like get rid of any excess stuff that
Peter
wasn't
Parker here to pick
forwarding.
up a passport, please.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted that.
Well, I would have wanted him to see the guy that he got the sandwiches from.
Yeah.
Because-
Apparently, there's like a short film or something.
That's
now
Dana's
that's
friend.
coming out.
Yeah. Well, it's like all that stuff, and I
Maybe
feel.
you know him too. Maybe.
Anyways,
I
Just
think
add the
I think they're
diner guys.
collecting. Unless I misheard, I think they're collecting everything into like some kind of short film or some kind of something for the home
Blu-ray.
release.
Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Qualms.
Yeah. My only qualm is the scenes that didn't show up.
No.
I really wanted to see him fighting like entry level bank robbers
Humans.
and yeah, like
More New York
just,
stuff.
just to compare his power level now as to where it was, when he's fighting elementals.
Mhm.
It's such a different type of fight.
Yeah.
So it would
wanted-
have been cool to just see him nonchalantly.
It was awesome to see him at the end in New York swinging around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Like,
I
I was
wanted
like,
fights.
I missed some of that in this,
I
but
wanted some fights.
I don't take it away.
I wanted
Yeah.
some easy fights for him.
Yeah.
Little quippy. It looked like he was
Quippy
having fun. He's
flippy.
like sitting on the table at the end of it in the trailer.
Establish him as like a positive force in the New York community as like a hero,
Yeah,
which
you
they
know,
don't.
too busy doing your job
super
kind of
much
thing
do.
was
Yeah.
really great. And
Yeah.
so I think that would have been nice to see in comparison, because all his fights in the movie are just very hard
Mhm.
fights.
They're all
Intense.
they're Avengers level threats.
Yeah, right. Avenger level threats. But that was it for me. Even being a fan of Mysterio, his turn was pretty fantastic. Since I thought it was going to be at a different point. So that didn't bug me as much. And I kind of wanted to get to it. I wanted to get like enough of the elementals. I want to get to the real villain of this movie
Yeah, exactly.
at that point anyway. But yeah, that was it. Just the scenes that are missing really bugged me. And I'll be honest, I'm really sick of that happening
Yeah.
in the MCU. Like,
What?
really sick.
Of
Seeing these things in trailers and then being like, just kidding.
it's really irritating.
It's obnoxious. And it's not just Marvel. Like now more studios are doing that. But they
But
definitely
they do it
started the trend
grossly.
intentionally.
They do it so grossly.
Like it started with the Hulk in Infinity War.
I don't give as much shit to this because I feel like that
No,
was in the movie.
It's an unfortunate byproduct of what's been happening.
because it's both happening on purpose and accidentally. Because I think they do some of it on purpose for sure in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I think a good amount of it is actual like organic. Like, hey, turns out we don't want this scene in the movie in the final cut, but
They
we put
just
it in the
kept
trailer.
putting it in their final trailers, which is like the most obnoxious part. You already know what your cut is
Well,
by that point.
to me,
'cause you're
I-
shipping it.
It's true.
I don't
Stop
like
putting
it
in the
because it comes
trailers.
across as like we're telling you the story before you walk into the theater,
Yeah.
and I don't like that.
It's almost
I
like
don't
a
appreciate that.
prologue.
Yeah,
But
I
what if
don't-
you're somebody who likes to not watch trailers?
Well, also you're not letting the film be the film.
But I also,
It's
I mean,
true.
I agree with your other point is that I really do think these were cut for, like you said, timing and pacing and stuff like that. But unfortunately, the Russos have just kind of tainted that with saying like, oh yeah, we shot scenes to put in trailers for fun.
I-
You're just like, oh, you dicks.
To me, in terms of like
It's
trailer
false advertisement.
tropes, that stuff, or what JJ does, where it's like, here's no plot.
I'm fine with no
I
plot.
would prefer the no plot
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
over it, but I don't like that. I don't like that because it's like I have no reason to watch this other than it looks good.
For you, I mean, for me that's
Versus,
fine.
like,
For
I
me,
have-
it gets me to watch
Same.
it though.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, there's that one star. There's that
They
other
wanna-
star.
that one's more personal preference over the fact that the other one is like legit false advertising.
Yeah.
We've
think-
talked about this a lot
Yeah,
on here
yeah.
before. I don't want to go too far into
Caitlin Quams,
I think what bugged
moles
me,
on the neck.
No, actually, I thought that some parts were too goofy.
Like?
The thing with when they're on the bus and he almost kills
Oh.
guy that I forget his name.
Greg?
Greg.
No, Brandon
Paul.
Davis.
Brandon.
I don't remember his name.
it. Is that his name?
Brandon
Um,
Davis, because in the Spider-Man world, everyone's last name is Davis.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, when he almost kills the dude from his class, and then like baby goats, and everyone looks, and he like jumps out and makes all the sound and blows something up, and no one even checks.
Which
behind
wouldn't
the
happen that
van.
way.
Huh?
Inertia would keep him still and he'd be on the roof.
Okay.
No, I'm like agreeing with you that like it's
No,
kinda
you're
silly.
adding on to the thing that she doesn't like.
It's kind of silly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yes, that and like I don't know why, but the same thing happened in Aquaman. The town in the Netherlands, the one that no one can pronounce,
Mhm.
everything looked
Green screen.
too crisp.
No, oh, okay. I thought it looked too fake.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
'Cause the whole thing is fake.
Yeah.
You can totally tell it's all fake.
But Aquaman had the same thing when they went to that like little town in the
Oh, I was gonna say when they went underwater.
No,
When it-
no.
A lot
When it
of-
looks like a stage or like a
Yeah,
sound
it,
st- or
it
a
looked
backlot.
like a
Oh,
looked
okay.
like backlot.
I was gonna say
No.
because a lot of the Netherlands straight up looks photoshopped. If there's these like
There's some on
hot spring
location.
small town right on the cliffs, and it looks entirely fake, but people live there, and I'm really jealous.
Well,
Adding to that, kind of just like pulling the seams out on that, there's a lot of bad coverage that they have like over the shoulder shots. And so like someone else is delivering a line and their face nor their jaw is moving. And it's like
I noticed
really,
that too.
really bad.
Oh.
And like, again,
I noticed it with
I
Fury a
didn't
lot.
notice.
I usually like I'm pretty forgiving with that, but I was like, man, that happens so many times. Like, or specifically when someone is like leaning down and then all of a sudden they're leaning back up.
oh
and
yeah.
I'm like, he's standing up now, but he's leaning down now. He's standing up again. And I was like,
I mean, yeah, no, I mean continuity is not something I usually task with a qualm myself.
I'm usually more forgiving of it, but it's kind of like I kind of go back, harken back to like, you know, when people get like CGI like days before it's due, and I'm like, maybe they didn't have coverage, maybe they had fucking locations and
go
all
with
that
what
shit,
they had.
and I get it. But I was kind of like, man, also, no one was telling you to make this movie 4 weeks after Infinity War came out.
yeah,
Actually, there was somebody probably telling that.
yeah.
Probably, and I was
Fair.
like, you
To be
you
fair-
gotta make sure so that Lion King does well too, and then also our other remake, and then also, anyways,
My something
Tough
that
to run
was,
Disney right now, I'm sure.
was a qualm but became not a qualm is Nick Fury. This whole movie, he really bothered me.
And then he was tailless.
And then he was tailless, and I was like, thank God.
no.
Like, that's why I was super pleased that it was tailless at the end, because I was like,
It
thank
saved
God,
it
because
saved him
it
for you.
saved Nick Fury, because I was so annoyed.
How
Because
thirsty he
when he
was.
said that line of being like, I blipped out and I came back 5 years later and I have nothing. And I was like,
I know nothing.
No, that's not Nick Fury. This must be a joke. This is some sort of terrible joke because Nick Fury would never have nothing.
Well, he doesn't say
At
have.
all.
He says no.
No, nothing. Even then, though.
He's Jon Snow.
Like,
And MJ is saying, you know nothing.
but yeah, that was a fixed qualm.
My issue
thankfully.
with that is I would be right there with you on like Quam. I always attribute it to bad writing. I just have this issue that like if something's generally like weird or off in a movie, if it's like one element, I always assume it's like a weird dialogue choice or weird acting choice. I can never observe it as like something in the world.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's always something on the production
to
side.
me, my qualm would have been saying all the same stuff that you did, and then I would
They wrote him
follow
right.
with like they wrote him really bad in this movie.
Well, I mean, surgically and clinically, you would say that that's a bad part of the movie.
But they wrote him well.
Not that that's my opinion, because I didn't have him. I don't know what it was, but I didn't have an issue with
Same.
Nick Fury. I didn't pick up on not the issues.
When he
Wrong
was
word.
Talos
I
at
didn't
the
pick
end,
up on
it-
those
it-
details.
Well, yeah, to me, to the same point of Caitlin's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But then
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, then Nick Fury and Spider-Man have zero relationship now. Then I'm like,
Yeah.
fine, then
Well,
they better have something with Talos
him and Happy
Spider-Man
does,
then.
and that's fine.
But the whole time I felt like they didn't have a relationship anyway, based
No,
on
yeah.
how Nick Fury was acting towards him. Like I was like, oh, what's wrong with you? You are.
I mean, that's
hot
kind of
mess right
kind of
now.
like what that is. That switch up is what you might have wanted for Mysterio.
Yeah.
It's a scroll. But one thing, Edith irritated the shit out of me. Why does
Really?
Pepper Potts have no concern of this?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Does no one run Stark Industries anymore? Does no one have any power to override this? Is Happy the only one? Like, your glasses.
Yeah, I mean, why would
Like
why
it
would
says
he-
Stark right on it, but then all of a sudden Stark Company probably is not gone, and they have like, hey, one of our satellites.
knowing
might be
Peter,
going off.
knowing Tony,
He probably didn't
that
tell
is
Pepper.
that's
off the
on
grid.
purpose. It's the only
Yeah.
thing that can control it
Yeah.
because he wants to protect the world, and
I agree with that.
he
It's
doesn't
just fun.
trust
It's
anybody
just
else.
to me funny because the same drones are used for Mysterio's illusions in the beginning, and the thing that
I think-
Edith gives him is more
of
drones
them.
and then more coverage.
better control.
And I was like, but he had the drones already.
Also, at the end, he pulls the glasses out of his pocket instead of it being like rigged to that machine like it was supposed to be.
Well, I think he still had access.
he had his own.
He still had access, and he still had the glasses. Because he's like link Edith up to the thing, so it's
Yeah.
like I don't think it needs to be hooked on, but it's like we need to have
Was
like
it
access.
installing for a while?
Yeah, that's my leap for it, but I'm kind of like, no one in the world is gonna watch that this drone thing is happening. If fucking Nick Fury's like watching space this entire time, why isn't anyone saying like, hey, look, there's a thing dropping thousands of not few drones. If it's few drones, yeah, maybe
There's
it'll
a-
burn up in the fucking
There's
atmosphere.
a crazy meteor shower at the same time of these things appearing.
And I'm just like, okay, that's a lot. To me, that was just a lot. I'm like, what? Because when they show it, it's like, Edith, is he a target? It's like he's a target. And all of a sudden, boom, boom, and then they show the thing. I'm like, oh, this is funny, right? Oh no, this is real. This is a plot. This is going to happen through the entire movie, so no one's watching this. Not one person's monitoring this. And like, I liked it where he's like, oh, no Avengers, we're cool. I'm like, cool. None of the heroes are looking at it, but anyone at Stark Enterprises does not see this happening.
Probably
It's like,
can't.
irritating. It's just like to me. It's like, wow, like
Wow.
It's
we
missing
can
some-
have a
Hey, man, he
asteroid
made
hit
it
Earth
fair,
and
and
no
it's
one.
like no one at Stark could control Ultron either.
You're
I think it's the
experiencing-
same thing.
What I'm way more sensitive to, which is a
one-
logic gap.
Oh, it's
of, like,
huge logic.
It would take one sentence to explain. Tony Stark's the only person that has access to it, and nobody else can. It's stealth to everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have solved.
It's
all
not
your
part of the everything. Like,
Yeah.
why can't anyone besides Lucius at Wayne Tech control all of Bruce Wayne's things?
Yeah,
because he's the one that develops it.
Exactly.
it's archived. He
Same,
archived everything.
same.
It's in the archive.
Same.
Yeah. It's a logic gap for me. It's a logic. No, it's just a logic gap for me, and it's like I'm not saying like, oh, I'm okay with it, or I'm not saying like I'm never going to be okay with it. But I'm like, oh, I know it's affecting me in a way.
Yeah.
But I think those are all the qualms. I do actually have a lot more nice things to say versus all the small things. But
All the
no,
small things.
no Hannibal Buress. That's a problem.
Is it?
It is.
Yes.
for me. No Hannibal
I
Buress.
like Hannibal Buress. as well.
No what?
Hannibal Buress. He's the detention teacher and the gym teacher.
Oh,
Why would you go to Europe?
I don't know, because I need him.
could have been in the opening scene something.
Because I need him.
Dun, 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 dun.
Do we want to talk about? Unless anybody else has qualms.
Well,
do
let's
we
do it.
wanna-
Let's do it at the end after the rating and all that
After the
stuff.
rating?
It's
Okay.
like our bonus.
All right,
at
well,
the end.
rating. Anybody
Bonus,
else have
bonus,
qualms?
bonus.
Now rating.
Rating.
So who goes first?
Caitlin.
I give it a 4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
I like it.
Solid.
I like the movie.
Oh,
And
so
then
now
who's
it's either
next?
Tom or Ollie.
No one's surprised.
No,
No. That's fair.
Tom or Ollie?
Ollie, go.
4.8.
4.8.
I had a really good time. I'm hard pressed to think about things that would change. The things that I think I would change, I realize that I don't want to change, and I'm looking forward to in future installments of the series. So yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot of issues, and I had, like I said, one of my best movie going experiences
In a while.
in a while,
In a
seeing
while.
this
Wow.
since Endgame. So
Thumb?
quite a while. I'm just kidding.
You know, actually like 4.6.
Oh no.
Yeah.
4.6.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, I saw it coming a mile away.
100% Kalen McGraw. 4.8 for me.
4.8.
This is
Wow.
I'm going to go on record and say this. This is the best live action Spider-Man film I've ever seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
I didn't
second.
say that you've ever seen
I know.
Tom.
I was like, okay. No,
This is the best live action film Tom has ever seen.
I will second that with knowing that there's a special place in my heart for Spider-Man 2.
Here's the thing. I
think
watched it last night, and to me, that Sam Raimi trilogy doesn't hold up.
Yeah, I have way
They're
more
good
qualms
movies.
with that movie than I do with this movie.
Exactly.
But more importantly, all of us lost. Caitlin's the grump.
Yes.
Caitlin's the
Anyone that
grump.
voted on a
Caitlin's the
Nerd on Nation
grump.
wins. That's
Oops.
Let it be
setback.
known. Is this your first one?
No, I've been the grump before. I
Okay.
remember because
But
I cheered
I think
very
she's
loud.
been the grump when we voted, but I don't think you've ever been the grump when no one voted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
kinda
think
crazy.
I think this has been the first time for this, but
Like we didn't
So-
think she would be the grump.
I wasn't expecting to be the grump either, but it was kind of one of those things where I really liked the movie a lot, but that first hour did bother me.
yeah.
And there was
Totally.
the goofy stuff. It just took a long time to
You're
feel
the
like it was really doing the
grump.
thing. And yeah, I really liked it. It's not like I didn't like
you
it.
don't get to defend yourself. You're the grump of the week.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
yeah.
To Corey's point, and we're all kind of explaining our numbers a little bit. I loved the hour beginning because when I was just, I guess, so much baggage from Homecoming of like him being in the Spider-Man suit does nothing. There's a lot of scenes that do nothing, and he's in the suit. Like
Yeah.
it just has a funny. Where in this one's like at least he's a kid in the environment of being stupid,
Mhm.
and I'm like cool. And again, it's like in Spider-Man, like his motivation is just like really weak compared to the villains, and this one's like get the girl, and that's his main priority. But then also it's like dealing with trauma, and I'm like that's way better than. I mean, obviously there's some things you could have tweaked to make it more like Tony Stark affected me in a positive way, and Tony Stark affected you in a negative way, and we're two sides of the same coin, and we've
Yeah.
been beautifully done. But that's not this story, and I'm like, whatever, that's totally fine. Hopefully, the next villain isn't a fucking Tony Stark disgruntled employee. But
I really hope he's not dead.
But I mean, what three's a charm, right, John Watts? So I
Tony Stark took away business from Oscorp.
Oh boy.
but no, I just loved that this was just more about the Peter Parker trying to be Peter Parker thing, and like now I'm ready for like Spider-Man having to become like the hero that has to fend off multiple villains at the same time.
I'm just here for J.K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah,
That's
that
a,
was pretty
so. I mean,
great.
that kind of leads into.
I exploded my popcorn.
I
like
screamed in
I
the
had
theater.
popcorn in
So-
my lap, and it,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my
So,
god! Like any.
I don't think there's
other-
any theory crafting behind it. I think it's just like
Who else
J.K.
would we
Simmons
cast?
is
Yeah,
is
it
him.
is.
Like you
There's
can't
no
do
other.
better.
When you actually have J. Jonah Jameson, why not just put him in the role?
Well, to me, and I texted Corey, I'm like, he's the Hugh Jackman of the MCU.
Yeah.
He has to be.
Oh
Is this
my
a hint?
God.
Are we gonna get Hugh Jackman?
I know, right? Maybe. Anyways, so now for the special part where it's an MCU movie, so we're gonna talk a little bit about what's gonna happen in the
Yeah.
future. I told Corey this theory. I don't like the idea that no MCU hero has any secret identity. I completely am like just over it. I'm over that fact. I'm like, they don't have to deal with that.
This
That's the
didn't help.
whole part of the mystique of being a
Superheroes.
superhero. But it's like none of them have to deal with their superhero fucking alter identity
Alter
thing. Is it my
egos.
hair? It's the hair thing. I would like to see in the next one if like maybe they do it where Peter Parker has to defend himself the same way Iron Man had to defend himself in the court of law because something was happening to him, and they introduce Matt Murdock from Hell's Kitchen.
Ah,
And then they
okay.
get the Daredevil in there. And you're like, oh fuck.
So his court appearance happened to be at the courthouse at Hell's Kitchen.
Well, no, like he takes like a pro bono case or something like that.
I don't know where I heard it, but it
because
was like
Peter can't afford a real lawyer.
they were talking about. I think they were talking about like I forgot what I was watching. They were talking about the Stan Lee They were
Cameo?
talking about- they were
Lack
talking about, I
thereof.
think they were talking about Stan Lee in general coming up with comic book heroes.
Yeah, first
And
movie
he's
no
like-
Stan Lee cameo.
He looked out the window and looked. He's like, "Oh, Hell's Kitchen needs a hero." It's like, no, it's 4 square blocks. It doesn't need a hero. It's just funny. I
It's
don't
a
know.
cool name though.
That's when I think of it.
Any other theories out there, or what's going to
I
happen?
don't have any.
So-
I just hope that I'm with you that he still has to keep a secret identity. That's all I hope comes out
That
of it.
yeah,
all.
I don't know what's going to go with. I mean, clearly, I think what it is them responding to that they don't want to use that plot device anymore, and I get it. And like they used it in 2 movies. It's time to move on, deal with like actual threats. So that's my thought behind it. Is like they just want that because they're not exploring that hidden identity trope anymore,
Yeah,
and it might make for an interesting 3rd movie. I don't know. Maybe they're setting themselves up to have more to work with.
I get really irritated because the general audience is like, cool, whatever. We don't care about secret identities. But then the moment Superman, like Lois, finds out through investigative journalistic that Superman is Clark Kent, no one's happy with that.
But like I prefer this over there's gonna be carnage. You know, like if I'm gonna get something that's supposed to make me hyped for the next one, this is kind of compelling to be like, okay, we've never seen Spider-Man have to deal as far as like with including the comics. We've never had to deal with Peter Parker, him having his identity out there,
Yeah.
and him being New York's neighborhood friendly Spider-Man. What is that? You know, what does that
yeah,
look
I
like?
mean, I was gonna think about it too. I was like, maybe it's a qualm that I don't like that every villain that Spider-Man's ever done cinematically knows his identity.
Can he stop wearing his mask and
Yeah.
not breathe through spandex? Like
Yeah.
close to, I don't know what that's about. But
They
I
do that in
uh,
Homecoming.
I just want Miles. I
Or
want a
drinking
live
coffee
action Miles.
and having a
Well,
donut.
yeah, and that's the funny
It's
thing.
not going to happen, but
Well, I mean, they've hinted at it with
Prowler.
Glover.
Yeah, my nephew's a big fan.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But
think it'll happen.
I'm more excited for the
especially the
space stuff.
Spider Verse,
Like
Cosmic
it's
Spider-Man.
Clearly, which one?
Cosmic Spider-Man.
Well, that's not.
What is he?
So Cosmic Spider. So in
does
the
he do?
comic books, he goes into the microverse,
Yeah.
and that's equivalent to the MCU's quantum verse, quantum reality,
Realm.
where the fuck
Got
it's
it.
called.
Yeah, yeah.
In that reality is the micro god power, whatever the fuck, and it's pretty much in a microverse like you have rules are different, right? So he pretty much gets the power of the universe.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
spends time down there.
yeah, he pretty much like has
his
almost
suit's
cosmic
dope
powers.
as shit too.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
But I was gonna say I'm looking forward to, obviously this is the end of phase 3, and usually
Phase-
the final phase 3
Oh, yeah.
movie sets up phase 4. So I think phase 4 is going to more cosmic realms. I think that's what they were hinting at, because
As Guardians of
my
the
take from
Galaxy.
it, my immediate take from it was Nick Fury is dealing with way more important things in space, and that's why he's having the Skrulls kind of do the task, the small like errand of giving Peter the glasses. That was basically what all Nick Fury's aware of. And then him getting back up, and you can see their partnership with the Skrulls are there. So I think that's either setting up like the next Captain Marvel or the next Guardians or something, starting to build up towards like Space Avengers or something like that.
Yeah.
I think because my guess is that there always has to be Avengers movies. Is
I
my
mean-
kind of theory behind it, and it's going to be every 3 years like we've been having them. So at some point they're going to have to start. I think this is kind of leading like early seeds into what to expect from the theme and the scape of where they're going in phase 4.
To that point, I don't like that idea because I
Yeah.
don't like that a Spider-Man movie is a tease for an Avengers movie. I would like a Spider-Man movie to tease a Spider-Man movie.
I think it's literally because it's an MCU movie, but I agree with that.
I want to see
It's
Scorpion.
weird for them to use a property
Matt
they don't
Gargan?
have full.
I want to see Scorpion.
So
I
we'll
mean-
have Scorpion,
Full ownership of.
Spider-Man, Ant-Man, and the Wasp, and soon we'll have A Bug's Life.
No,
but
I would love a
but I do want
Wasp
because
forward
they
movie.
well the Scorpion was teased in Homecoming at the end in the prison.
well, no, he was in
Yeah, I mean-
in Homecoming.
Yeah,
He was on the ship.
right.
I think
but
they are
he-
building
at the end, very
towards-
end. They made a big point to show the
Well, he had
tattoo
it
more
yeah, he had
often.
it too.
Do you
So-
think they're building towards Sinister Six or anything?
Well, so this is the 5th film, and I think that was actually the deal with Sony is that they'd have 5 films Marvel would produce, but Sony would still release it, and then it's done. So they'll
Yeah.
have to re-up their wherever their
Ah.
contract is. And I think
Sony
what
will.
Sony's
Making so
probably
much
going to
money.
do,
Yeah.
I think what they do is that they keep Marvel continues to produce Spider-Man movies, but then Sony's like, cool, these villains are already fucking established. We're going to take them and make a Sinister Six movie because you then just use the MCU villains
tall
that
order.
you've used. And I'm like, that's
Gotta
pretty
grab all your
smart.
actors.
Who's
Uh,
your Sinister Six?
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
two of
because it's
them.
been different
yeah, I would do.
now that Mysterio's dead.
I would do. Well, I
Or
mean,
is
so
he?
that's what I'm thinking. What's going to happen is with William.
I don't think
He's
he's
Because
dead.
he
gonna be the new
survived, he
Mysterio.
becomes the new Mysterio because Mysterio is more of a mantle.
Yeah.
But also he provides the tech for everyone else.
Right,
Like because his main thing was that he controls the drones,
right.
and so he has the ability to control machine weapons.
Yeah.
Like that's Doc
So
Ock.
you guys buying his death then?
I'm buying it.
Even though somebody had to have recorded some stuff at the end of it to reveal his identity?
They will see what I want them to see.
And
then-
Yeah.
So it records that you think before?
And then
No,
and then
I
you
think
see,
they just
and then you see
manipulate it.
William have the fucking phone and it says,
says
downloading,
downloading.
and he walks out and he escapes. So
I
he's
think-
the one that generated everything. And obviously those drones are still down, but those holograms still work.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the hologram still works and the drone's gone away. So it's like, yeah, of course a camera could still be on,
Yeah.
Fair.
and people will believe anything. Infowars. Anyways,
Oh.
Daily
no,
Bugle.
yeah,
I think because that was like his last words. So I thought that was him being like cheeky and like, I'm not actually dead.
I mean, hopefully, if he pulls a Loki, then we'll find out. But then we'll find
Is
out
it-
what
is
Loki
it-
does
is
in
it-
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if he's still alive.
I wouldn't be mad
honestly.
either.
He's such a good villain.
I would love
More
to see.
interesting than
I would love
Vulture.
to see Craven one
Yep.
time for the squad.
Yeah, I would like Mysterio, Vulture,
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock, Scorpion, and Craven. Trying to think of one more.
Real Hydro Man.
I don't want Rhino. Venom, Eddie Brock. That's how you tie them together.
Yeah. I mean, that's
you
what a
go.
lot of people are suspecting is that like either the next film was going to introduce Deadpool and Spider-Man,
Man.
but also since it's a Sony product, it is also introduce Venom with it. So we'll find out. Who knows? Tom versus Tom.
Yeah. Oh, and also,
And Tom will talk about it.
is Earth 616 now fictional in the MCU?
Oh yeah. Oh, everyone at home too. Since we're kind of rattling on fucking things, those are not the Elementals.
No.
No.
Like even if those were real, the Hydro. Did you know that in Mexico that was supposed to be Sandman?
No.
That was supposed to be their Sandman. I
That
was like,
sucks.
hell no,
But it was fake.
Yeah, but they called that Sandman Hydro Man and Molten Man. I'm like, no, no, and no. But Hydro Man, don't touch my boy because he's kind of stupid. But also he uses like electric fist to beat him up, but also cement
And
webs.
Cyclone Boy was completely off screen.
Yeah, but yeah.
But it had a
supposed
face.
Supposed
But
to
it
be,
had a face.
Supposed to be Sandman. I'm like, nope, can't be.
No.
I don't
Not my
accept-
Sandman.
Say what
Not
you
my
want
Sandman.
about Spider-Man 3, but fucking that Sandman was great.
I want my
Yeah,
Sandman
I
to
agree with that.
look like Emotep.
Me
So
too.
like in Spider-Man 3.
But yeah, so that's completely different. But
Cool.
yeah, I
I think
think
it's enough spec.
yeah,
Feel complete?
I feel
Yeah,
complete.
feel pretty good.
Feel complete.
I can complete a little bit more.
Yeah.
I can go 2 rounds. But anyway.
Sure, good.
But there it is, everyone. Thank you, as Josh likes to say. That's the
Reigning
most
grump.
important thing. Kaylin is our grump. For everyone listening, if you'd like to know more about the show, check out nerdon.tv. On every month,
What are you laughing at?
every
I don't know why I
Monday.
yelled.
What?
Every
Oh.
Monday.
Yeah.
First Monday of every month, we have a show called Trope Time with our friends Nikki and Izzy, who
Yeah.
host it. They talk about the tropes and the setbacks, but some things you can expect in modern culture.
Yes.
We also have a new show, which is a Nerd On Update,
Yeah.
where we talk about the latest nerd news that we resonate with, but also answer questions from you, listeners, as well as the patrons from our Nerd On Nation.
Yeah. You might have seen that in your feed.
Yeah. We also stream every Sunday. We have a YouTube channel where you can watch all of the videos of our podcast in case you want to look at our beautiful faces while we're talking about beautiful things.
Or you can also catch the video version of this episode
Mm-hmm.
on nerdon.tv/YouTube. That's not even, is it? Yeah, it is. No, nerdon.io/YouTube.
Okay.
That's correct.
And rather recently, we had Anime du Jour come out.
And yeah, we have a, definitely check that out.
What is that show
a
about?
lot
It
of-
is
yeah.
an anime-themed afternoon tea interview show with anime voiceover people.
Holy poop, guys. A Nerd On labeled anime show.
So there's
That's
your,
it.
there's your anime fix.
Also, we're doing this new thing. We have a giveaway
Yes.
that will end
19th?
the
15th.
15th.
15th. That was
Yeah.
close.
Don't listen to her.
So you have a week as of the publishing of this, basically.
Yeah. So
So-
get those in July 15th to get what?
Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3.
3.
For what
The
console?
Swanch.
Switch.
Switch.
Is it a physical or is it a
Digital American.
digital?
USA.
Yeah.
USA only.
And you can play as Spider-Man if you want.
And by the time this episode comes out,
Nightcrawler.
we'll have,
If you have taste.
a new shirt on our store,
Yeah.
and you could check that out at our store. Please check that out.
Maybe
Homages to your favorite
Four
pop
new
culture
shirts.
franchises.
4 new
perhaps.
shirts.
And that collection is called Ollie.
I don't know what we
Iconic.
called it. No, that's
All
All
Iconic.
levels
The
of
other
nerd
one.
are welcome.
There you go.
That
that's the
one.
Where all levels of nerd are
There's
welcome. And
multiple.
our iconic
Iconic.
one is based off our normal.
It's our
logo.
new, yeah. It's our new official logo,
The Lego.
and you
As
can
they
get
say.
that on your shirt or on a mug or on a sticker.
But you know the drill.
Well, last thing, guys. One more sell point. We are going to be in the podcast awards. So nominate
So
us.
important.
There's a lot going on right now.
Check out nerdon.io/nominate.
Yeah.
Every vote helps. It gets us exposure, gets us more listeners like you. We want more beautiful listeners. We want you, but 10 of you, if that's possible. I know you are
20, 30,
important.
40.
Get to cloning.
So please share that. Share that with everyone you love. If you hate the show, share with who you hate, your enemies. But as Corey was saying,
You know the drill. As always.
nerd on.
Ending broadcast.